baby.
We in here, yeah, we in here. 'Cause we been
Y'all better get comfortable with saying black.
We in here, yeah, we in here.
Black versus the Board of Education.
'Cause we can't get rid of us now. We in here, yeah, we in here. 'Cause we can't get rid of us now. And you know that we don't ever go to you because we been here.
That's why we are indeed a whole mood.
That's it.
Happy Monday and welcome to another episode of Black versus the Board of Education. My name is Miss Laureen, and as always, I welcome you into this space. Now, we could go through and give you intros, or I could just tell you who's here and we can start talking because we tend to run out of time when we trying to introduce everybody. But Says is in the building. Welcome back, ladies. Both Patrice and Coco are in the building.
Major support.
Mr. Fox is here, Mr. Chastain is here, and Mr. James is here, and we are on conversation part 3. Now, this is the thing, like I have a title, right? Correcting course, or when community becomes curriculum, whatever the title is, we probably gonna do something different. Because that's just how we're gonna do the remix, because that's just how we can be fluid together, right? And I have to tell y'all, I came on and I'm a little ticked off. I'm gonna be honest with you. I read an article in the Sacramento Bee today that has nothing to do with me, yet the picture that they use prominently shows me right there as if I am part of some sort of fraud to defraud the county of Sacramento with a food program. Now, I love to cook, but I ain't participated in no food program. And I've asked them 3 separate times to remove my picture, crop the picture, put that person. They said, oh, well, it's of her. Yeah, but I'm there too. And I've asked them 3 separate times to remove my picture, and they have yet to remove my picture. And this is the picture they tend to continue to use. And it's been, multiple articles about this food program that I've never been associated with. So, I mean, I'm starting to think that this is a coordinated effort to somehow link me in with this wrongdoing to kind of silence what we got going on here on behalf of our children in our neighborhoods or in our communities. What say you? Because Mr. Fox, you showed me today, and it just ruined my whole day.
I believe that a picture says 1,000 words, and I myself, I'm very big on picture taking, and I'm very, 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 very extremely big on who I do not take pictures with. I do not want to be associated with you. I do not want to have there's no picture in y'all. I have seen people snatch phones out of people's hands behind pictures, and they was like, oh, what's it about? What's it about? It's the picture.
Yeah.
The picture says 10 years from now, I don't want to be associated with you.
And I want to ask you, because you guys spend a lot of time with me, how am I about pictures? Like when people start pulling out cameras, how do I respond? Especially you, because you're notorious for pictures. How do I respond to you when it comes to picture taking and all of that stuff?
I don't even think that could even be measured in here, because that's not the same as that. Those are personal. Those are photo bomb pictures. You ain't even looking at the camera. They just associating you with somebody. And then in the picture, see. When I look at something and I see the Sacramento Bee, you look at why is this Sacramento Bee was around since I was a kid. So that means that you have a big following. So you're big in the political world of knowing with imaging, placement, and all the. So there's a responsibility that comes with what you promote. And we also know it in pictures like such that come with stories like such. How defamatory it could be, or it could be an eye-opening experience for somebody that's a reader and says, "Oh, I didn't know this person." You know, like what? No, you know what I mean. I don't. And just for context, and not to name nobody's group out there, but just for context, when I be saying I don't want to be taking pictures with nobody, I'm gonna use a community-wide person. I don't want to take a picture next to a pedophile. You just came out of prison for molesting a child. You're like, hey, my camera. I don't want to be in that picture. I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be nobody with. And people who ever know people like that, I bet you they get rid of every picture they have when they find out. I don't want a picture of me seeing certain stuff. So yeah, it does mean something.
And it's a bigger issue. It goes to anti-Blackness and the criminalization of Black folks. Lorene has nothing to do with that. why are you continuing to use her picture, especially when she's asked you 3 times? They ran a story about President Luke Wood last week or the week before last regarding his raise as president of the CSU. And the picture that they chose was a picture.
Show me the money, Jerry Maguire.
Like where they can use the image to manipulate their message. And it's called narrative control. Like, I want folks to look at this picture of you and assume that you're not doing this for the right reasons. And if you read the article, he has no control whether he gets a raise or not. But the picture they used was exploitive.
Like he's scamming people.
Like, show me the money.
And
it's
the way they
not.
trying to put it up
He's
fresh
a
off
president of a university. He's authored 16 books and hundreds of articles. He has hundreds of thousands of pictures that you can choose.
Man, that brother is sharp. I got the brother number in the call log, man.
And I mean,
like what they
he has tons of headshots, but they choose the pictures that match the narrative and how they feel about Black people.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like, we can go back and forth on why they're not removing the picture. You know, I've had a similar incident with, you know,
she's viral.
I didn't choose to be, but I was at a place. I was at
the grand
opening of Hair & Co. in South Sacramento, off of Valley High in October, and there were some security guards there that were extremely disrespectful. I'm talking about there are hundreds of maybe thousands of Black women in line because they were advertising like these insane hair deals, right? And when it comes to Black women's hair, that is our pride, that is our joy. Now, I have been locked for over 20 years and I don't use a lot of products in my hair. However, I have a 14-year-old daughter who has to keep her boho braids and has to keep up on all the styles. And so we were there. It was uncontrolled. It was disrespectful. It was just not protective of women and children. And I started going off.
And that's what they caught.
And the way that the content creator framed it was like, I was like saying like, run over the store. And in some ways, you know, we have to be more protective of our communities about who gets to come and open up business and set up shop. But that same narrative was painted of me of like, I'm an EBT queen. It's Black fatigue. Oh, we can't have nothing nice. No, I'm out here like trying to protect Black women and children, but it wasn't nobody out there to protect us. So somebody had to step up, and I'm not just going to sit there while my 14-year-old daughter is in line and let disrespect happen without saying anything. So again, narrative control. Let me paint these images of people, Black people in particular, that match the narrative of what I'm trying to paint of them. And it's anti-Blackness, and it's institutionalized racism, and it's the continuing degradation of Black people.
Right. And I just wanted to go back really quickly because, again, when you put up these stories, there comes a bevy of comments.
Right.
And the comments are disgusting and racist,
misogynist.
And I wanted to kind of go back to what you were talking about President Wood and his salary, which is on par for every salary of every person who runs a university in the state of California.
Absolutely. And one of the lowest paid university president positions, salaries.
But if you look at the comments that were said, because I'm a comment person, even on the story that came out today in the SAC-B that had a picture of me in it.
Right.
The comments was, oh, it's always them people.
The
them
usual
people
suspects.
Them people love to steal. Here they go. Oh,
they're going to buy a whole bunch of chicken and watermelon.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
So
come on.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. So this is published.
Yeah.
Sacramento B.
Correct.
Sacramento B.
And
you have 3 times.
3 times.
Asked them to remove it.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now I'm a paralegal first, certified paralegal first. And I've had to deal with intellectual properties. I've had to deal with trademarks, registered trademarks, everything like that. So while you're telling me this, right, it seems the one thing that I do know people understand is when you touch their pockets.
Yeah.
Right. So with what I've just heard was a defamation.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Violation of intellectual property. You.
Mm.
And what needs now is a cease and desist to the Sacramento Bee.
Yeah, I got one of those too for 916 times, and I done sent it multiple times. Had an attorney drafted up everything. They don't care.
But you know what else that y'all got though? You said something. You said something control. Well, I don't remember. Was it narrative control?
Yeah,
Yeah.
narrative control.
I
That's
heard
why we're
that,
taking
and
it back
when,
right
when
now.
when I heard you say that in my
I would
brain,
be-
I thought about what we're building on. We're building on character control. Very few people have they been able to assassinate like this, and you haven't been able to defend yourself. So it's not the paper that meant something amongst our community. For us, it was, what is your character control? Who is this person they speaking of? So when they say something like, "Oh, Dr. Woods," I shook that brother's hand. I didn't get to agree that the brother looked me dead in my eyes while we was talking. We had intense conversations. He's for the people, you know what I mean? But how many people don't have character to control about themselves, or have so many skeletons in their closet that they scared to defend themselves
Absolutely.
because of what else will come on? I didn't do this, but you know I did that over there though. You know, so I believe in when you got to fight, when you have a chance to defend yourself, do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amongst to the people, just to show them. You ain't go. Even if I do it, like you said, I gave him several papers, but I did it though.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's all I care about, because at the end of the day, like,
and when I did,
like
you didn't have no response.
Exactly.
But that's the expectation, that we just keep. We
gonna keep doing it.
And I want to tell you, we're gonna tie this into equity in a minute. I just wanted to start with this, but go ahead.
And in the comment section for Dr. Wood, for Lorene, for mine, you got people that are going hard on our character because they know who we are and they know that what we do in the community. Like, I don't even feel like I have to say anything, because there's so many young people in the comments on that post in particular regarding me. They're like defending me, and I'm like, I feel so bad, because it's like they're going up against folks that are, you know, MAGA, racist, like can't stand Black people at all, and they're trying, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, and the same thing for Dr. Wood, there's people in the comments that are like, y'all are tripping. Like, y'all are attacking this brother because he's a brother and he's out here making decent money to be a president. But remember, we live in California. How much taxes is he going to? Okay, I'm going to go back. At the end of the day, like, you have a right to be upset, because the Sacramento Bee, who's, you know, owned by the McClatchys.
And I am a McClatchy grantee. And I'm confused by this, because I've asked them again. I've asked them 3 times. Hey, that's don't have nothing to do with me. Take me out of it. Oh, well, she's in the picture, so I don't care that she's in the picture. Then have enough respect to crop me out, because it has nothing to do with what you're portraying it as, because that was done at a school.
Right.
It was a press conference at McClatchy High School when we went there, because there were some words written over the fountains. I believe it was colored in white. Those words appeared over the fountains. And so we went over there to have the conversation. Now, I don't normally get into press conferences. If you see me and then I'm talking, I'm mostly at a board meeting. I'm not really on the news like that, in my opinion.
But you were where you were supposed to be, stepping up for Black you.
But why that picture?
Right.
Because it has nothing to do with the Dine Into program. It has nothing to do with NAACP per se, as they were one of the people there at the press conference. This was centered on kids. And to use something that I was doing for kids and manipulate it, in my opinion, to act like I have something to do with this other story.
Right.
I just think it's egregious, and it's an egregious misuse of things. And I understand I was at a public event and people can take pictures of me whenever, but when I ask you to stop using the picture of me or crop me out, that's the least you can do.
Right.
But let me tie it back into what we're talking about for you though, because on framing this, let me frame this. What does correcting course mean to you when it comes to supporting young people, right? And one of the things, to be able to correct a course for young people, you're a person who's under attack, who's in front of young people. You know, we all are. Any one of our characters can be under attack. The moment you tell me F you in public, and the young people are around, it's under attack. I'm automatically responsible for the next action of a teachable moment for the youngster that's in play. So one of the things that we hear from our babies, if I'm to take what I hear from our babies about this, they have less and less and less people they can look up to because of these issues. And so they're able to look at theirs, whoever tells them, hey man, don't be smoking crack. What? You a crackhead. Hey man, don't be doing what? Man, what you would? They don't have many people that can do that. So in the correcting course, I look at this as, when you don't swing back, if you didn't file that paper back, if you don't, then you don't continue to be the hero for these young people. The newspaper, the Sacramento Bee, didn't make me the hero for the people. They don't make you the hero for the people. The Times didn't make you who you are. You ain't to get you know what I mean? You didn't become that because of this podcast or any other podcast before. Your heart did that.
Sure.
I stand up and I fight because of my heart. You didn't get out the cell because you believe that you had life. I mean, I just kept fighting just to fight. I didn't know I'd end up here, but here I am. Right. But the teachable moment of here I am, I have to continue to remain in correcting course. I'm in correcting course daily. I'm at it every day, mental, with my speech, with my growth, with my using teachable moments, with shelling out that love, trying to receive it. I ain't received it. I can't. It's a block somewhere. It's my PTSD is flaring in ways that I can't even control it. I mean, it's messing with my breathing. It just comes at it in. But we continue to go. That's what correcting course is. I can't correct a course of a young person's life if I cannot maintain and continue to stay in management of what I'm trying to do in mine. And even though I continue to, I see failures. I ain't gonna lie. I be failing, but I keep getting up. I mean, I failed 20 times a day, and I got up the 21st time. I'm gonna keep it. I'm on that bar. I'm yoking it up, but I have to continue to correct my course, right? And I have to be in energy that allows me to correct course, or can hear me or feel me, or can help correct with me, or something, or see something that I can't see because I'm spiritual like that. And sometimes I have to reach out to my brother and say, hey, bro, I don't know what's up, Chad. We had one of the conversations today. We had one last night. We had one last week. We had one a month ago. Hey, I think you messing up, bro, for real. But guess what he able to say back? Hey, I think it's your turn today. I think you're messing up, Fox. You need to correct course. But if us as men can't sharpen men and sharpen those around, I had to apologize today. Hey, brother, hey, what you doing for the holiday? You know, if I can't do that, then how are they going to do it? So correcting course.
So you mean leading by example? Is that what you mean? Like if you don't correct, they can't see the example of how you did it.
I don't even want to say leading by example because I didn't. I choose to be this leader, but I was not chosen to be the leader. It's not just my responsibility is moral, it's spiritual. Yeah. So I want to say leading by example, but I also want to say, man, I don't want to say leading by example because it comes with the expectation of, I seen you, look, you messed up. Yeah. No, man, I'm gonna fail sometimes, but give me room to correct.
For sure.
And I see, James, when I was talking, you were looking like you had no idea what I was talking about. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick, if it lets me. This is the pitch. This is the thing that went up today. And as you can see with the pretty flower in her hair, that would be me. And, you know, I even put the comment on their post like, yo, you know, this is from a school. And although she's in it, so am I. Like, I need y'all to move that. Again, I haven't gotten a response, but I did contact one of the reporters that I know, and he gave me the name of somebody else, and I sent them an email. And I'm hoping that, you know, they'll do what I'm asking them to do. But I don't think it's too much to ask them to crop me out and to crop out this young lady who has my logo on her shirt. I think that's the least that they can do. If they want the picture of her, cool, but don't use me to make your story, and don't associate me with things misdoing or misgivings or any sort of nefarious things. Don't associate me with that, because that was not me. And I think I should have a right to my person and my personhood, because we do a lot of work out here in these communities, and it's not popular work. I do not make a lot of friends going up against systems.
Come on.
But I don't need to be associated with something that I did not do.
Right.
You could talk about anything else that I do, but don't do this, because I have partnerships in this community.
Right.
I work with different types of people, and I don't want them associating my character with anything that I did not have any parts in. Yeah. And so I just wanted to say that. But I understand what you're saying in terms of course correcting. And I understand your point, but I wanted to kind of take it here, y'all. So we're seeing a lot of things going on in our communities. We got the YNs loud and present that are doing some things in the community that we probably never would have been able to do, because our parents really made sure, for the most part, that we were where we were supposed to be. Especially, I can speak for my household. You know, we had to be in when the lights went on, the street lights went on. We had certain ways that we were supposed to come out into the community and not embarrass our parents, right? And now I'm just seeing a lot of disrespect from our young people, and they are doing things and being associated with a whole group. Like they cannot just do things and it just be them. They are associated with a whole group of Black young people. So how do we service these young people yet still hold them accountable when we know they out here set tripping? And I'm gonna open that up to the group. Everybody looking at me.
Good question. I'll say it again.
How do we serve these young people when we know that they tripping? And
Identify who you know they tripping.
When we see the disrespect that our kids have towards folks, adults, their peers,
right? How
do we service them effectively, yet still hold them accountable for what it is that they are doing?
The reason why I wanted you to identify it, because in my head I had the answer, but this is just my take on the solution. The first thing that I remember when kids tell me that, because I am somebody who you and some of y'all witnessed it, they tell me fuck to the face, but I also must remember that kid learned it from out that house that he just walked out. I didn't teach him that. So how do I expect him to respond? I expect him to respond with what he was taught. So my thing that I have with all my youngsters, the first thing I want them to do is come to me and make the mistake. I want you to know, come on here, that's what the safe place is for. That's what the safe place is created for. This is a safe place for you to make a mistake so that I can then correct. I need you to come and speak that you talk, so I know how you talk. So now I know what's going on in that room over there. Oh, I know exactly what's going on. You came in there talking like that. Okay, so listen, little bro. And then then I start the engagement. Now that may mean that I may have to go to 3 disrespectful conversations or 10 disrespectful conversations, but I set my bar high. My bar is that I'm not going to go to 101 disrespectful conversations, but we can have 100 of them though.
Yeah.
Because that's how engaged I am with my youth. Now that means that some of the conversations will be through text, some will be through phone. Sometimes I'm gonna be too busy. I only got 30 minutes. However, the answer to your question to me was, I must remember. It's not my child. Somebody taught that child that. Just like somebody taught me what I learned. I told plenty of people. Blah, 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 blah. But guess what? I was taught.
You was what?
That's what I was taught. So okay. I thought I was doing a good thing when I did this. I'm gonna just lower mama. How about that?
Yeah, and I think really what Fox is pointing to is like meeting young people where they're at.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like we cannot expect them to like have this high moral compass and code if they're not being raised to have one, or understanding, my mom and my grandparents will always say, before I went anywhere, like, don't go out there acting like you don't got no home training.
That part.
Or you don't belong to somebody.
Or don't nobody love you.
Or like, and we are seeing now that the home training that we got, like I'm an 80s baby, it's not the same.
No.
It's not the same. There's a different set of codes and ethics when it comes to parenting. What is this, Gen Z, Gen Alpha?
Yeah.
And I guess I would consider myself like a semi-helicopter parent. I'm like on my kids about everything, right? But I understand that too. That's not for everybody because it's hard, right? You laughing at me?
No, I'm laughing because I seen the difference of the my homeboys leaving, coming home, and their kids coming in, and I'm seeing them and how they are, and opposed to seeing individuals who are out here my age, younger, who are just oblivious to the understanding of respect.
Yeah.
We don't have that.
No.
We don't have that. And this is the problem, is the kids grew up with this right here.
Yeah.
And we can't see it because you're going to have to put it in a...
Bam.
Yeah. Okay.
That right there.
No.
This here. Yeah. And I say that because I did a lot of mentoring inside with the youth that were coming in, right? And the problem was always
the phone.
Mm-hmm. Between the home, the parent and the child, this was always there. Nobody sits at home anymore and eats dinner
at the table, right? Talking.
And how was school today?
Yeah.
So we asked that question about engaging, right? If it's not engaged at home, if that's not at home, then you're coming outside to do some things to where I'm going to get my respect the way I see fit.
One of our boys, Dre T, he's a rapper out here. He has a line in a song called "Watch Your Kids More Than You Watch Your Phone." I think it's also a hard piece for adults as well. Like, we have to have like the discipline necessary to put down the phones and to raise our children. And I'm guilty of it too. You know, I be on emails, be on the phone, you know, it's hard. And Coco and I talk about this all the time about the respect piece. Young people don't respect elders the ways that we internalize respect. It's a different view of respect, and maybe
it was
you
taught, though. It was shown, though.
I just truly believe that millennials raised their kids different. We did not raise our kids the same way our parents raised us.
For sure.
When you talk about course correcting and accountability, we have to be accountable. We did not install those morals. We did not pass them down. We did not take them to church. We did not do the things that our parents did for us.
I like
now,
that.
there was systems in play. You know, we got the prison system in play. Crack era came through. All these different things that came through, but the millennials did not. And we're so busy chasing, trying to stay young.
Yeah, come on.
That we're not raising our kids now like we supposed to be raising.
They out here competing with their
You know
kids.
what I'm saying? So when we think about what the Gen Z is doing, you got to put that back on the millennials and Gen X. We didn't raise these babies the way the boomers and stuff did. You know what I'm saying? We didn't teach respect. We didn't teach morals. How can you, when your mama saying turn up and I'm gonna turn up and then I'm gonna be that same type of way? You know what I'm saying? We had the hip hop era come through. All these different things that we did not pass those things down. Some of us was traumatized from parents slapping us in the mouth.
There we go.
Yeah.
Some of us didn't grow up with our parents because they was on drugs, so forth.
Yeah.
Some of us hate our parents because they was on drugs, so forth. So I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
I'm gonna let my baby get away with a little bit more. And then some of us are
overcompensated.
We overcompensate.
Yeah.
Helicopter parenting, gentle parenting, whatever they want to say. It's all overcompensating for your childhood.
Yeah.
I'm finna buy my son all the Jordans no matter what he did because my mama never brought me no Jordans.
Right.
I'm finna get my son chains and gold teeth and everything while he a baby.
Yeah.
There's babies walking around better than their daddies and hats and all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then I get 13, you talking about some respect.
Right.
What?
Right.
So I think when you got to put that on us, you got to course correct and put that accountability on us. We did not raise these kids. I don't care how gentle you were, how helicopter you were. Your kid can still be at a school going off on somebody.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And then you come into school and go
your
off
mama
too.
could be a black leader in the community.
That's right.
And your baby is still like, I'm finna meet her where she at. We living in a baddies culture.
Right.
We're living in all these different things, like you said, the phone. So when you get to the babies, you got to get to the parents and what we didn't do first. Before you can just come in here and talk about how can I respect you if I don't know what respect is. We grew up with songs that said R-E-S-P-E-C-T, find out what it means to me.
Yeah.
They grew up with songs saying, if you disrespect me, it's clock, clock, clock. You feel me what I'm saying? So I think that you have to put that accountability and that course correcting back on us, our parenting.
For sure.
But like you said, Fox, I'm like you. I use the Jesus mentality. I'm going to meet you at the well. I'm going to meet you where you at. And we can have these conversations. And then hopefully I can drop some seeds on you. But you still going back home to that parent.
Yeah.
My favoriteest baby in all babies was Nanny Rude. He was from Del Paso Heights. That's my boy. We did all the work we could, but he was still going back home to family. He was still going back home to a neighborhood. All I can do is get him graduated. I couldn't stop him from the block. You know what I'm saying? And even he posted, like Miss Coco was the only person that ever told me something.
Right.
But I still got all these other people looking at me like, here go here. And then that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So all I can do is drop some seeds on you, like Pac said, and hopefully you blossom. And I might not be here to see you blossom. I can teach you to respect the most I can, but you got to take that in yourself and say, you know what? I want to course correct from my family. That's a hard thing.
It's very hard.
That's a hard thing.
Very
when I'm
hard
going to these programs and they saying, yeah, do this, but I'm going back home to a family like, man, we the whoopty-wums, we the whoopty-wums, we the this is what you do. That's hard for us as mentors because people want to impress their family. They want to do what their family
They
do.
need some
you know what I'm
attaboys.
saying?
They need to. You doing a good job.
Like I said, some of our parents at Luther Burbank, we couldn't even get them to come up there unless somebody was about to fight or whatever they kid. You know what I'm saying? So if I see my mama is so excited about coming, I'm gonna do it again.
Absolutely.
Because I can get my mama up here if I'm going off. My mama not gonna come up here if I got an A.
Right.
She don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Element to correcting course too. This is something I don't really hear many people speaking on. I was incarcerated during COVID, but I look at this question that says, what are the biggest obstacles educators and communities, biggest word to me, communities face when trying to guide youth effectively? So I hear all this COVID talk and I see these things, these food banks and all this stuff. And like I said, I was locked up the whole COVID. It didn't resonate with me. I really didn't give no care. I'm already locked up. What are you isolating me from? I'm in the hole. You know, the only thing I cared about was the fact that they had to come in there and tie me down and make me take that shot. After that, it's back to normal program. I'm back to acting like an a-hole and this and that. Nobody cared that y'all came in there and tied me down for that shot. I don't care that they locked y'all down out there.
Wait.
Time out, let me finish. I gotta go. You can't, because I'll lose my train of thought.
Go.
My point is this: what I look at for you guys as society, what this question is, what nobody really looked at as when COVID hit, as society, as a community, we was already trying to move. Disassociated. We was moving. We was at place. And they was on the brink with the bombing, and then COVID hit and locked y'all up. And babies was locked inside of homes with people who didn't want to talk to them. Or wasn't prepared to talk to them. Not that they didn't. That's my baby. But I was ready to send you to school at 3, and not see you till 3, and now baby's home, and now you can't hump, and now they can't drink, and now they can't play cards, and now they can't do what they normally do because guess what else? Mamas couldn't go to work either. Daddies was losing their job. It wasn't so cute no more to see you. I didn't even know your beard grew like that, bro. And I didn't even know you grew hair on your chin like that, girl.
I think it was the first time we had to confront what family is.
Right,
because
that was traumatizing for people to be locked up like that. That wasn't, you guys had rights. And to have all those people in the house and not being able to have communicate.
We almost didn't have no rights. You had to be in your house.
And they were trying to mandate
we was gonna get in. We was gonna get in trouble.
But on the babies,
we never.
What did the babies have? Throughout that whole time they was locked up in that house, and you want to move forward with a community with everything that you were saying. A part of that, when I just dawned on me, they taught themselves that too. They heard it at home, and they didn't practice it. They went straight to YouTube, watched the music video, and went in the mirror for that whole time COVID was going on.
Yeah, but I think we have to
teaching in themselves, and
we do that. We do that even, if it's not coming. But what I'm saying, it was the first time to confront Black family again. You gotta remember, since the civil rights movement and all that, Black family has been dismantled.
Right.
Yeah.
You go to school, mama go to work, daddy not in the,
you will be held accountable.
So you got 2 or 3 generations of Black people that never had to really look at and dissect what Black family meant and mean. You know what I'm saying? So when you locked us all back in the house, it was the first time we ever had to really get back to those things. You know what I'm saying? And some of us didn't, because we didn't have the different.
Didn't even know what to get back
and some people didn't have the resources, right? Some people didn't have the resources to be able to know what this stuff is, So I think we had to confront the issue of Black family. And that is something that we have to get back to, because Black family has been dismantled. So we don't know it. We ignorant to it. We're ignorant to what Black family means and look like. We ignorant to soul food and Sunday dinners, and we're ignorant to those things now because you got generations of people that have not been doing these things.
Right.
Yeah. And so now you blame it on me, but it's like that's something that has already been a part of the dismantling of the Black family structure. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're seeing.
And I just want to add that I grew up in an intergenerational household. Like, there was grandparents around and great grandparents around. So that comes with a different set of morals when you got your grandparents and your great grandparents around. Black families are very singular in today's society. I want to be by myself. I'm raising my kids by myself. Ain't nobody about to come tell these kids what to do.
I don't want grandma living with me.
I don't want to live with grandma. I don't want to live with great grandma. What I wanted to add though, with COVID, and we had to pivot to teaching online, right? And we got to finally look inside of these young people's homes. If they had their camera on, we got to look inside of their homes,
and we criminalized. We started criminalizing kids because of that.
Yeah, we started criminalizing young people, and one of the things we got to see though was like, take yourself off mute, baby, because we're teaching youth voice and social justice, and we want to hear what young people have to say. sometimes we would ask young people to take themselves off mute, and the home would be so loud and so discombobulated that there is no way that a young person had a safe space to learn or go to school.
And you noticed that they were taking care of their younger siblings.
And I noticed that they were taking care of their younger siblings.
Because some parents were still working.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That
cleaning up the house. They were trying to go to school at the same time.
Parents were still working.
Yeah.
Everybody wasn't off of work. If your parents
Especially
are nurses,
if they were workers.
Some people were still working. So I have to have you watch your brothers and sisters. I still have to go to work to make this family go around. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all was going through that out here.
Yeah, so it wasn't just
shift.
like everybody was locked down and we're all in the house and it was just happy go lucky. And then some people lost their job.
Right.
So now I got a depressed mom that done lost her job, don't know what she finna do.
And there was a lot of fear around that time. Nobody knew what this thing was.
Nobody knew. Nobody knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that we have to think about all those different things as well.
Absolutely. And I'll stop because I know.
No, I need y'all to keep going.
Okay.
I got something to add too.
Yeah.
Even
we've been hold on.
No, even when we said like a couple episodes, like many episodes ago, like when it comes to the black church, like the black church used to be the safe haven for.
It used to be, Now they
those.
sold. Oh, sorry. That's it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No.
I got a podcast coming about the black church. December 16th. I talked about the black church. So
okay.
Yeah, but let's talk about it.
Okay. Well, shoot, that used to be like the reset for.
No, go ahead. You're right. You're right.
Go ahead.
That used to be like the reset just for black families, like just being able to, just have that spiritual awakening, to have that spiritual reset.
Yeah.
Now that that's not, well, I would say that's not a thing, but it's gotten so mixed and it's gotten so like information about the church, what's going on behind the scenes. People not going to church anymore. So it's like, when do you have that? Going back to the question, what was the question? What are the biggest
That's one of the ones that Fox brought up. What were the biggest obstacles?
I would say
go ahead.
Excuse me. Not having a black church. That's also
no, I mean, you're right.
Church changed too, right? Because everybody was forced online.
Online to church.
However, I did know. Well, hold on.
Wait. Okay. But like he was saying, though, if you go back in history, the black church was the first infrastructure, right? It was our schools. It was all these different things. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But now over the time, it has become a business, and it's
because it's a 501c3.
Right. Yeah, who can dress them in, and who, if you belong to my church, so forth. But you are right. In the history of black people, the church was our everything,
our foundation.
And it was a huge integral part of the civil rights movement. There would be no black civil rights movement if it wasn't for the black everybody.
That's everybody's civil rights movement.
That's
Dr. King a pastor.
Yeah, and don't get me started right there because I'm so underwhelmed about the ways folks forget that black folks were the folks who sacrificed for the civil rights movement that benefited everybody of color in this country. But there is no reason,
period, because white women benefit from.
True. Come on.
Yes.
All right. But the black, I do believe in God. I do believe that, this journey is spiritual. But I also think that there is something fundamentally wrong with the amount of black churches that are in each community and the lack of progress that is led by the black church, especially when it comes to issues of social justice, of racism, and collective organizing amongst the black community. If in any given community, there's 10 to 20 to 30 black churches.
Yeah.
These churches sit empty at night while people are sleeping. It's not just on the streets, but it's not just black churches. The whole institution, every church is most likely empty in the city of Sacramento at night while folks are sleeping on the.
Well, they used to have, what's that one program they had that was traveling because the ordinance said you couldn't have them for multiple consecutive nights. You had to. there's a program that the churches are involved in where they can host people. I want to say up to 3 nights, and then they have to move to another church.
Okay, see, I'm
and I can't remember. I can't remember what it's called.
So there's that. And Coco is more the expert on when it comes to like Black churches, but I do believe
the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I'm gonna let you know all.
I do believe that there is a fundamental lack of leadership when it comes to Black churches and their involvement on leading social justice.
They are not leading the Black
movements
now.
In
why?
This country.
Do you know why?
No, I don't know why. That's a question that we should be asking the Black churches
right now. They are afraid of losing their 501c3 status
because it all comes to
and
funding.
You can't lobby, you can't do certain things with that status, and they're more concerned about the funds than they are the people.
Mm-hmm.
They believe that church is 4 walls. I believe church is outside in the street.
Yes,
right, and they are afraid of the folks out on the streets.
Yeah,
and that's where I have my problem.
Definitely,
and then they're for sale. So any given politician year or political year, you got these people who don't attend your church up in your pulpit talking to your people trying to garner votes, and they have not directed any resources to the people in that community.
Because it all became a business too, like you said, right? Pastor get paid, he want his money, so forth. But Jesus told us that it was outside of the walls. If you read the Bible, Jesus did not stay in no church. He went around talking to the people, doing what he needed to do. The first time we ever seen him get angry in the Bible was when he tore up the churches for using it for funding. And that's where we are now. We have turned church into a profit, a business. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
So it's not a part. But if it was a part, we would probably have more structure, because you would have more people learning different things, more people coming together, things like that. But like you said, they have turned into a business. My 503, so forth. It has came apart because I have to dismantle the Black church, because the Black church have made Black people so powerful.
The progress.
Martin Luther King was a pastor. So if you think about things like that, I'm targeting the Black church. I'm targeting the Black man. I'm targeting these different things because those were things that helped the civil rights movement go about. So they have been a target of this dismantling of Black people, just like the Black man has, just like the Black family has, the Black church has too. And it's unfortunate that now we have pastors and stuff that rather hang on to their funding and their 503 status instead of worry about the people. So that's when I say you have to ask the pastors and them questions, because y'all are supposed to be the leaders of these churches.
I don't think that they just now started wanting to hold on to. I think for me, I've seen it my whole life. I ain't never not.
Well, you have been born after the civil rights movement, though, right, bro? When was you born?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
82.
Okay, so you have been a part, because you said you have seen it your whole life. But if you think about it, our whole life, we have been a part of this dismantling. None of us was born before the civil rights movement. What I mean. None of us.
When you say we, some of us was never in that church. We didn't participate in the dismantling because we wasn't welcome into that church to be a part of it.
But what I'm saying is you have been a part of the Black family in a Black structure
that the Black church has caused. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
church
it has caused church hurt is real. I'm not saying church hurt is not real, but what I'm saying is you're born in the 80s. Our generation, we have all these things have impacted us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The church, all these things have impacted us, because you got to think we're after the civil rights movement. So we have been targets.
Right.
Ever since the civil rights movement have came. So we have experienced all these different things. Now, maybe if you went to the church prior to that, you might have said, felt something different. But what I'm saying is everything that has happened to us, we have been targets of the dismantling of Black people since the civil rights movement.
I experienced the side of the half of being locked outside of the 4 doors.
And this is all by design. The same folks who issue the 501c3s for nonprofits that are churches are the same folks that are controlling the government.
They're the same ones that give this youth funding. They're the same ones that give.
Design.
We all asking for their money.
The same system that we're asking.
So when
set
people
us
be
free
saying that to me, I'll be like, until you stop getting your 503 money,
501c3,
whatever, we all asking for their money. Nobody is funding together, putting together our own money. We're all asking for their money. So you can't say nothing about nobody else if your stuff is still coming from their money.
Mm-hmm.
So
none of us is putting our money together to say we don't want y'all money no more. we gonna do this ourselves. No, we're writing grants to get their money.
Yeah.
Just like the church is writing grants to get their money. And
I
everybody
think that we're
else.
right there at the pimple popping though, at that part, because I think that what you're saying right there, I love exactly what you said. There's a lot of people who's willing and wanting to, but then like you be pointing out, a lot of people don't know the paper process of it. You know, so when I look at these things, I don't never believe that I can ever believe build village again. Village has to be build village again. But one of the things that allowed village to build village is, I don't know this, but I have the energy for it. You know the paper of it. Okay, you got the car, you can get us there. You got some gas money to get us in the car to get us there. You got some snacks once we get there. You're gonna get the news service.
Everybody has a part to play.
Allowing somebody's valuable piece to be their valuable piece. And and as you say, the black churches. I think part of the things with the black churches allowed us to show us to do is we can shut doors on our people.
Wow.
We can't, and I think that's what it was, and it's traumatizing even to this day for me. Let me get out. I'm out. You feel me? Because that's what it always been. You know what I mean? So all you're doing is reinforcing what I already know. Yeah. But how do we connect these valuable pieces or and hone into? Like I said, you're valuable, and you know what? You're not valuable when you don't have your glasses on. But I don't want you to take that as a critique. I need you to take that as a strength and put your glasses on so you can wield that thing correctly. Don't be so sensitive. Get the job done. Move on. You know what I mean? How do we do that? To get back to the money, because we have to have a good valuable piece.
Black folks don't lack money.
No,
we are the biggest consumers in this country.
We don't lack money, but on the grand scale of things, we are a wealthless people.
Yeah, wealth. we lack wealth and financial literacy and financial discipline.
Absolutely.
But we have money. What we spend it on is a different thing
compared to our counterparts. We ain't got no money. We if you look at what folks are making, and we look at the wage gap or the come on, and when we look at the gap, Black people, they say in LA we were about what 90
the wealth gap.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they made like what $1,300 a year or something crazy like that. Like, we have to be very, very clear. We're talking about a system that has been put in place to keep us on the bottom. When you look at the wage gap or whatever, and you look at the list, other Black folks that come from other countries make more money than those folks who were born here and continue to struggle here.
Real quick, Google search says that a Black household's net worth is $44,000 versus a white household's net worth, which is $285,000. So that is a significant wealth gap, right?
And then we also have to look at the folks, like say the high school graduates of white folks make more than those who have BA degrees in Black folks.
That's going back to institutionalized racism too, though, right? That's why education is being criminalized right now too. It's because when you look at like who's the most educated population in this country is Black women, right? But as little money that Black folks are having, right, we still do not possess the financial literacy to spend that money in the right place.
You can't even buy Jordans correctly. I got a question for you.
It's still going to be dismantled.
A house with Black people living in it. It doesn't mean it's 2 parents and 2.5 kids. Okay. It's just a Black household. And we know in this country that most Black households are led by women. Right. And so that's a Black household.
And why are they led by women? Because it's the system.
Yeah, that's the system.
But I didn't mean to, I wasn't trying to disrespect.
No, absolutely.
I was wondering what they was clarifying that when you say you're waging these numbers against us and saying this is what this household make. Are you saying a 2-person household is making that much money, or a 1-person household, or a household with 2 kids in it, or 4, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's what I was asking. I wouldn't. I rightfully so. I mean, the sisters, y'all.
And no matter how much we build, as long as we in America,
probably single woman household, but with 2, maybe 3 kids. Right, that's statistically.
That's the other thing too. We're not having as many kids as
can't afford them.
I had another question. I just got this on the side of my head. How many Black households are Black households? Meaning is it a Black family, or is it a biracial family?
It depends on how they identify.
Yeah. If this is just a question I'm throwing out there. If a Black man marries a white woman, what household is that?
I think they can choose how they want to identify, because, you know, we know that in this country there was a 1 drop rule, but now it's how you identify. What it stopped.
So I tend to identify by somebody's character.
Yeah. But it's what you want to say, because just like children that are mixed, right? They can choose what ethnicity they want to put, or they can put mixed, or they can.
I apologize, y'all. Rabbit hole. We go to some,
and if you want more context, you can also look up.
I'll choose tax bracket. Which one can I go with?
It's The Decadent Veil, Black America's Wealth Illusion by Antonio Moore. You can look at what the American Descendants of Slavery, their website, it goes through what it is that we get wrong. We cannot out-educate ourselves out of the fact that there is a great wage disparity, a racial wage gap.
Absolutely.
We cannot, there's many things that we think no amount of financial literacy is going to help us close that gap as it stands right now.
It's by design, right?
Correct.
I mean,
by design.
We in America, and we know that we have been the target, like they said in the chat. Got slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, mass incarceration, all these things. No matter how we can say right now, we're going to build something and they're going to dismantle it, right? If it's better than theirs. You know, I think about Marshawn Lynch when he said he had problems spending his own money.
Mm-hmm.
He football player, whatever. They gave him problems spending his own money back in Oakland. You know, the government, oh, you can't do that. You know, lying, all this type of stuff,
people.
All this type of stuff. So we still in America at the end of the day.
Right.
And so it's just the issue there. I mean, we've been lied to from the beginning.
And there is some updated data on brookings.edu that discusses the Black wealth gap. It's increasing, but so is the Black wealth is increasing, but so is the racial wealth gap. And they're saying like all the systems that are in place are designed for us not to be able to access wealth. And go ahead, love, because I don't want to cut you.
No, I was just going to answer your point. Like, so when do we create like, so how do we create solutions then? If everything's against us and we want to teach our children good morals, good character, there's no churches, right? Where is the system?
There's some.
You be the solution, bro. That's what we make. That's what this whole conversation about. Every last one of us in here, we have to model the behavior to be the solution. And all I'm asking for is, as I go at it, is patience from my people to understand. Look where I grew from. I came out the penitentiary here, man. I'm gonna speed a little bit faster than you. Yeah, I'm gonna eat a little bit more candy. But that don't make it seem like I'm going against diabetics because I ate a little bit more candy. Quit being so sensitive. They got to open their heart up and let us be the solution, and just keep waking up and doing that, bro. And hold yourself accountable.
Well, I think also what you can see, how are we being the solution, has a model that they employ or deploy within the schools. We have our own model. That's why I'm able to hire y'all, right? We have our own, we have taken control of our own narrative, so to speak. We haven't just looked at what they gave us and ran with that. We're going to say, no, we think we know better. Why do we know better? Because as I always say, they didn't even raise their own kids during slavery. So none of them can be the authority on our Black children correctly right now. Right. And so then when we're saying that, and I'm listening to the discussion, and I think everybody's perspective is valid. We have a lot of work to do within our own community, but that does not stop us from attacking the system in which our students have to navigate. It just does not stop us from. We have to do both and. Right.
Yeah.
What do y'all think some ways parents can do to attack the system while still raising a child and themselves?
They have to learn the system. You cannot play the game without knowing the rules. And once you know the rules, then you can learn to exploit them.
And then you got to do some self-accountability work. You got to do some healing. You got to do some financial management yourself. You got to do some things for yourself, before you even get there, to start with your children and stuff like that. We got some stuff that we got to fix within ourselves.
That's right.
We got to start breaking habits within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Before we can even get there. Because like I said, we are a product of the attack of what's been happening, so we got things inside of us. We got to take that accountability.
And think really hard before you have children. If you don't have the time, the resources, the finances, think about that before you bring a child into the world. Like, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of emotional capacity. It takes a lot of continuous healing, right? Because we know healing is a journey and not a destination. just a lot of capacity to have. One of my students called me over the weekend and told me she was pregnant. And I said, you need to really, 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 really consider every aspect of your life before you make a decision to bring a child into this world. Like, you have to think about that, because it's going to change the whole trajectory of your life. And are you ready for that? Are you ready to stop going out? You ready to stop partying? You ready to stop drinking? You ready? You got to really think about those things before you bring a child.
That self-accountability is very important. And then I say the healing. I say that the healing of it all too, because some people have kids because they think love, they looking for love, or they trying to keep love, or, all these different things. So that's why I was talking about the healing got to start coming into place, because some people are having babies because they trying to keep a guy, or they want somebody to love them because they never got that love, so just using kids for some of the wrong reasons.
Wow.
One thing I realized when y'all was talking about that COVID thing, like I said, I was lost. I didn't see it, but it makes me realize the women and that was in the household. If I'm just looking at statistics, the women's running the household at the time you guys was in the house, you guys was running the kids and COVID happened. I can only imagine the relief women wanted when coming out of COVID and everybody coming out the house. So they just went to the government, knowing they was going to open it up. They had their programs open first. So it was just just come to us for relief. And they got stuck in these programs, thinking these programs were
me and P ran a couple of we ran a couple of events, during COVID. We had a Black Girl Civics event with Miss Jackie where the moms was able to drop their girls off. We had our mask on, still doing different things.
A
lot of parents did need
wasn't able to have no type of relief and didn't know nothing about it because they wasn't technical.
It created frustration.
And like I said, now you have locked me. I have never been stuck in the house with my kids. Never. You know what I'm saying? They always had to go to school. They always had to do something. And now this is my first time having to deal with this. So it's not like I just knew what to do, every year, because this is my first time ever having to deal with this. Like, I'm really here with these kids.
Even parents that are educated. Yeah. We were at home with our children,
still
teaching
running to get rid of
them and having to help them. And like, whoa, like
it was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah.
Having to teach and learn and be a teacher and a nurse.
And then education is not valued in every household. We're educators. So education is valued. If I'm in a household where education is not valued, get off the computer and go wash the dishes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So you can't, if education was valued in every household, but some people don't value education. Some people just send their kids to school because they got to. As soon as you graduate, you're going to work. You're finna come in here and help me.
When you turn 18, you're getting out of my house.
Yeah, are you getting out of my house? So
we got to fix that too.
Yeah. Are you coming to help me take care of my babies? You finna start, are you finna get out of my house because Section 8 going to start adding you on to mine? You know what I'm saying? So we come back to the system. I can't keep my baby in the house because now I got to add her on to my Section 8. And now that's going to make my rent go up. Wow. It's all types of things going on.
I just be looking at how many, because we're looking for a solution. I always want to be a part of the solution, right? But for me, when I'm looking at being a part of the solution for my people, and I'm looking at the things that I'm ignorant to myself, I'm looking at how many more things did cause trauma that was never explored, that people just came out of, and they try to party it away, and they try to. It was a lot of other different things that was traumatizing up on people, and it wasn't named trauma. It was named pandemic. It was named, we got to get rent paid. It was called like you said. SSI.
We still don't know the ramifications of COVID.
And there was no plan coming out of it for the children to go
assessment. And I know for a fact, and I know for a fact my children were affected by COVID and are still dealing with the ramifications of that. And 100%. They had a supportive parent. They had food in the house. They had, access to health care and,
Wi-Fi,
all of that. They had all of that. And they're still
we deal with a lot of kids that are in the youth authority systems. They was locked up in the youth authorities.
Well, to me, we still dealing with the ramifications of the crack epidemic.
Yes.
That don't nobody talk about. We got adults that were crack babies. You know what I'm saying? And we're seeing the ramification of those things now that we still haven't researched or talked about. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these mental health and things that's popping up, if you trickle it back, you might be dealing with somebody who was a crack baby. And we seeing the ramifications of what happened to a crack baby that has become an adult. Yeah. So if my brain not even functioning on that anyway, how can y'all just expect me to be like, this,
And that was the problem.
And now I'm getting drunk. I'm doing more drugs on top of I've already had drugs in my system since I was a baby.
Right.
We don't even talk about the ramifications of the crack epidemic and what it have done to our people and where we are now and how that's affecting how we seeing some of this disrespect. We seeing some of these different things because we got to go all the way back there.
Yeah. And we got to do some time traveling.
Yeah.
But look,
time again.
I have to tell you,
we done hit time.
Wow.
Listen.
5:39.
But you talk today. You talk today. Come on with it.
5:39.
At this point, I'm just about to ask y'all to come on and be co-hosts.
Just come on in.
Just come back.
We with you.
We already got on our calendar for next week.
Yeah, she did. She put it on the couch. Said, "You know, we're gonna go over."
I just think at this point, y'all should just come on as says co-hosts.
Yeah,
at this point,
let's do it.
We keep running out of.
And this is a solution. Podcasts, things like that are a solution because we are informing and educating people that probably would not get it from a book. Can't go to college. It ain't like college is just accessible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And we heard some news about college last week when talking to Melissa and how it's affecting her.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, and she did all the things she was supposed to do.
She did everything
supposed to do, right?
She did everything
and she's still getting there. So having a podcast, hearing us talk about things, this is probably informing a parent. They're probably like, let me turn this TV off. Let me watch my baby more than I watch
I think we can ratchet it up a little bit. We can make it more controversial.
We would be honored.
Yeah,
I would
love for y'all to
SAC 916, take them things down in my sis. Now, y'all
right now,
with this. Y'all hurting our characters because y'all know we out here leaders.
You know what? We could absolutely invite them to be a guest on one of these shows.
Yeah, and ask why.
Yeah, let's do it. So with that, y'all, we have run out of time. I apologize to the people that have been in the comment section and we did not get to your comments today. I apologize. It was going really, really fast, but we acknowledge everyone in the comments.
Yes.
Thank you for contributing to the conversation. We look forward to seeing y'all here next week. We actually have Dr. Fletch joining us. She is the author of the book, He Is Not a Gladiator. And she talks about the mistakes women make when dealing with Black boys or other boys of color in the classroom.
Wow.
So I'm excited about Dr. Fletch next week. And if she is listening, we'll see you next week. And if you need to reschedule, cool, because we got conversationalists in this building. So with that, we're going to hit y'all with the peace sign. We'll see y'all next week right here on Black versus the Board of Education. Peace.